So this is it. I've finally decided to start filming my first video for YouTube. I've decided that I'm no longer going to let my fear of failure really hold me back anymore. For the longest time, I've been just letting the fear of failure and the fear of success just completely eat me up to the point where I've just not been able to work towards my goals at all. And I need to come to terms with the fact that a lot of it has to do with me self-sabotaging myself and having to conquer the fear actually of failure. I've started to realize that failure is not the destination. Failure is just part of the journey. You know, the problem with me is that, and I'm assuming whoever clicked on this video, is that you and I, we tend to overthink so much when it comes to our decisions that we never really end up doing them. Even though we really, really want to do them, we just overthink so much to the point that, what are people going to think of me? Are people going to find me cringe or not? And then I look at all of these other, famous YouTubers, and I always wonder, or famous anybody really, and I always wondered, how is it possible that they reached this far? And the answer is that these people, they don't overthink it. Like, sometimes when you look at these influencers or YouTubers or Twitch streamers, and you sometimes wonder, their content is so cringe, or their content is this, or content is that. You have to remember that these people don't care. These people don't overthink it. The reason why people that you might think that are really cringe or probably not as intellectually minded as you, the reason why they make it is because they don't need to overthink it so much. They just go for it. They just do what they want to do. They don't spend time wasting about what the outcome of this action will be. They just do the action. And that is something that you and I are going to take action for the next year and in the last remaining 2 weeks of December. You and I are no longer going to let this fear and this overthinking just take over. Because now that I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize that so much of my life that I've wasted just by overthinking consistently over and over again, and just worrying about whether this thing is going to work out or not. And in my fear of wondering of whether this thing is going to work out or not, I just never ended up doing the thing. I would just keep watching content and keep thinking, okay, well, I'm going to make this type of content, I'm going to make that type of content. But I never really ended up doing it because I was just so afraid. Now, for the first time in my life, at the age of 24, I just decided, how much of my life am I going to keep wasting? How much of my life am I going to keep looking at others and admiring their lifestyle? How long am I going to keep doing this? When am I going to actually work hard towards the lifestyle that I want, work hard towards the lifestyle that I dream of having? You and I, we deserve a good life. We deserve an easy life. We deserve to feel good. You and I, we don't deserve to go through hardship, to go through that just depression. But you and I also have to come to terms with the fact that a lot of the time the hardship that happens in our life is sometimes due to the fact that how much of we self-sabotage. And it's hard to come to terms with that fact, but you have to. Because if you keep looking at other people, you keep admiring them, and that's all you do, then what is your life? What are you going to do? I'm really having an epiphany moment where I'm just sort of realizing that I keep telling myself that I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to do that, but then I never end up doing it because of just how much I just think over and over again. I keep looking at these people and I keep wondering, like, when is that going to be my life? And it starts today. And the reason why I didn't do this earlier was because I'm just afraid of like the feedback. I'm afraid of people making comments on my appearance. But then I realized that happy people and people who aren't miserable don't do that. It's usually people who are insecure, people who are unhappy with their own lives, that usually go out and do that. So this video is basically my first stepping stone into the YouTube world, into my self-confidence journey, into everything really, into improving my speaking skills, to appear more confident, to no longer just admire people and their lifestyles, but to actually work hard to achieve and obtain that lifestyle. Enough is enough, really. I can't live like this anymore. I can't be the cause of my own misery. Like, you and I, we need to stop this. You and I need to work hard towards ending that misery, because a lot of the time when we are miserable, what we tend to do is that we tend to consume sad content, because sad content is relatable. But the problem with consuming so much sad content is that it's just meant to be relatable. It's not meant to help you get out of that mental brain rot that you're going through. But it's very comforting. It's very comforting to listen and to consume sad content. But you need to understand that sad content is only going to make you feel like you have something to relate to, but it's never going to help you push yourself to achieve happiness. It's going to help you to think that, okay, there are other people in the world that are also sad, but it's never going to help you to get out of that sadness and to help you achieve happiness and to self-satisfaction. So I've just decided, you know what, I'm going to stop consuming sad content, and I'm going to start consuming content that is all about self-improvement, that even gives harsh advice. Like, yes, the harsh advice may hurt, but it's literally there to help you. And I don't want to waste another year of my life. I don't want to waste another year of just being miserable. Life is so short. How long are you going to continue let your life be miserable? Why don't you think your life deserves to be happy? Like, I'm sort of like also upset at myself for letting myself be miserable for so long. Like, I don't want to live like this anymore. I want to keep pushing. Now, I don't like, and maybe this video will get a tons of views. Maybe this won't. But I need to tell myself, and you need to tell yourself, if you're starting out on a YouTube journey or any sort of other sort of journey towards your dreams, that don't let one failure define your entire journey. Like, failure is just part of the journey. Sometimes the roads get rough, but it's not your final destination. When a plane takes off, sometimes there is turbulence, but is the turbulence going to remain? Are you always just going to remain in that turbulence? No, eventually the plane is going to land and it's done. Like, similarly on a road trip, sometimes the road gets bumpy, but the car keeps going and eventually it reaches its destination. I know that's a really stupid analogy, but still. So stop thinking, and I need to stop thinking that one failure is just the end of the world and that's it. This year, like, we are going to improve upon ourselves, we are going to love ourselves, and we are going to stop putting other people down to make ourselves feel better, and actually put in the work to make ourselves feel good. We're going to stop comparing our lives to other people's lives and focus on improving ours. And we are not going to waste another year. 2025 is going to be a year where you and I are going to work hard and hard, even though it's tough. So this is what my channel is going to be about. It's just basically conquering my fear of being publicly perceived. So I'm going to keep working hard, and inshallah, like, I know and I pray and hope that 2025 will be an amazing year for both you and I. So, yeah.